Live from New York, it's Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Today it is 11/11/15. November, that's November, right?
November 11th.
With me today is our fabulous co-host, Jess Califano, Director of Community Support and Publishing. Jess, what's on today's Wearable show?
We have a lot of great stuff today. So, talking about Wearable Wednesday on the blog, and you did a great interview at Maker Faire. So we get to watch that.
Stick around for that video later.
Component of the week. This is one of my fave new products.
It's the muscle sensor.
Yeah, very cool. Material spotlight.
We're going to be talking about li-poly battery pockets made from flexible filament. I think we're a little hot. You want to turn us down just a little?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Thanks.
These little guys.
We have a pile of them. But you see the pile. We'll
Yeah,
show you the pile
we'll show
again
you
later.
the pile. And question and answer time with Becky. And the prize this week is going to be a Flora.
If you guys have wearable questions, you can ask now in the chat or in the YouTube comments on any video, on our Google Plus event, on Twitter, and on the the Adafruit blog, and we will answer them on a future show, and then put your name in the Sticky Burn hat to make you eligible to win the giveaway. Today is a Flora microcontroller board.
Yes, and if you want 10% off, the discount code today is MUSCLE, and that is for 10% off, excluding gift certificates and software. It's good until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time tonight.
Hooray! Let's see that a little closer up.
Muscle.
Just in case you couldn't see it before. Muscles. I have muscles. Do you have muscles?
Yeah.
Sort of.
I have muscles.
Some of them. They hold our skin off our bones.
Yeah. Okay, so Wearable Wednesday. Let's talk about what we saw on the blog this week.
Today we saw on the blog that it is
Veterans Day. Yes.
So thank you to all the men and women who serve the country, and if you're not in the country, that's the day when we celebrate the members of our armed services in the Army and the Navy and the Air Force and the Marines and all of the different areas of the military. Just a reminder that Adafruit we have free shipping to APO addresses. So if you're at a military base, you get your Adafruit gear shipped to you for free. There's no tracking, but if you put down a nice specific address, it'll get to you. We haven't had too many lost packages that way.
Yep. And USPS orders will not be picked up today, but they'll be picked up tomorrow.
Right. So if you're in
the post office is closed.
Right, because to celebrate
Veterans Day.
That'd be great.
Yeah. But UPS is still shipping.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this project that Leslie posted.
Yeah, sure. So every week on the blog we post about your wearables projects. So if you have some to share, please let us know, and we'd love to post about them. This is the Sound Reactive Equalizer Skirt by Lisa Wasong. You might have remembered her fiber optic jellyfish skirt that Leslie posted. She met Lisa at the that Wear It Berlin conference. So they've been in touch. Really cool. Uses just the NeoPixel little parts themselves, not on any mounting board, and then puts them in these weird little grommet diffusers. So they look fabulous on the leather skirt.
They look really, really good, and I like the design sort of just like on the one side. It's really cool looking.
Yeah.
Okay. This
Leslie posted is a finale runway still from a program at Indiana University called Project Shark Tank Runway. Conceived as a way to get everybody into wearable tech, and that's just like, I can't look at how many LEDs are
I know,
on it.
This photo is amazing.
Leslie posted it up, and she's like, it's like when I visit Adafruit. Because Leslie lives in Philadelphia. When she comes to visit, she says this is what she thinks of.
Yeah, those high heel shoes with the blue light are insane.
Those are pretty great.
Those are so cool.
I should do some high-heeled shoe projects. The problem is we need models. We have people who can wear high-heeled shoes, right? I'm not one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
I have my feet. You should look at the x-ray of my feet. It's like, the doctor says no high-heeled shoes for me. Oh. But I like the way they look, so.
Yeah, those are really cool looking. Okay.
Another Leslie post. This is an OLED photo fob by Susan Lively Klug, who saw Leslie's OLED Cameo project and built it with a Pro Trinket and a li-poly backpack and a li-poly battery and one of our monochrome OLEDs into this to make a little digital photo frame.
Yeah, looks almost like Halloween themed or cat themed,
or
maybe.
Steampunk or just cool, Victorian.
Yeah.
Nice job on that. Thanks for sharing.
This one was one of my favorite Halloween costumes from this year. It's just so adorable.
That kid is not going to know how good he's got it
I
until
know.
he is a grown-up. Man, my astronaut costume was rad. We have a
Really,
quote.
really
You want to
cool.
read the
Oh,
writing?
yeah.
We got a letter in from the
So,
father, right?
Yeah, so the father, Christopher, who made this, wrote, Charles got rave reviews on his astronaut costume. Started with a store-bought astronaut costume and helmet, added lights, neopixels to the inside of the helmet and 2 on the outside with some salvaged flashlight parts. The chest pack houses an Arduino and Adafruit soundboard speakers to play comm audio downloaded from NASA. In addition, there is an Arduino-powered wrist computer with a touch screen to control the lights and comms.
Whoa.
That is insane. Awesome.
This is like a costume you could build on year after year,
Yeah.
I think, and pass it down from one kid to another if you have multiples. And it just looks fabulous. Nice job. Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing.
very cool.
Okay, now we're getting into the block of my students' projects. I teach this class at SVA, School of Visual Arts, in a program called Products of Design, and it's like Arduino and crafts, what I teach them,
Yeah.
but like sort of towards the end of making functional prototypes for their product designs. And last week was their critique for their innovative switch project. Is their very first, many of them, their very first Arduino project. This one is Alexa's. She made a reading light for bed readers, people who like to read in bed, and it's like a body pillow that's folded out, and then when you fold it in half, it has a conductive fabric switch that turns on the reading light. So like if you're gonna prop it up behind you, then you have this light coming from behind you.
That's a really awesome project.
really nice. Uses
Good idea.
dot star LEDs and conductive fabric.
Very good idea.
Nice. This is Karen's project. It's a conductive yarn knitted into the hats, kind of like the smartphone mittens we made, where you use the conductive yarn and the regular yarn together. And it's like, to make the switch, she has one stripe and then regular yarn and then another stripe with the conductive yarn, so that when the other hat comes up to it, it bridges that gap and connects those 2 pads, which are connected to her Arduino to activate the LED in the pom-pom.
That is so cute. I really like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
The hats look great too.
Okay, this is Will's project, and he made these pants he calls power pants, and they're supposed to like make you proud of getting dressed in the morning, like perfect for little kids. Right,
Yeah.
who learn how to like assemble their wardrobe, because like that stuff's not easy. These you're hearing it now. The audience is hearing the piezo arpeggiator that like gets like to a crescendo and a like a high point at the top button to like congratulate you on getting dressed. It was a very funny,
really cute
in-class demo for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of things for your legs / lower half of your body, these are Jenna's tap shoes with NeoPixel strip on them, and she's got the digital inputs connected to the 4 taps on the shoes, and then the NeoPixel strips are changing animations based on like the combo of which is up and down, and she's dancing on a pad of conductive fabric to
I love that.
make those connections. So these are all just were based on like a simple like digital input button press code that they were learning, and then tasked to make the switch action something different than just a button.
Right.
So you can see like they weren't allowed to put their things in enclosures, so Jenna's got wires coming off. But nice job, guys.
Yeah, I'd love to see a later version of all of these.
Good, because you very well might. Many of them are continuing on with their same sort of like
No, some of them
projects.
are like, they're all really great projects, so.
Thanks, students, for giving me some things to talk about on the show and for being awesome.
Yay, thanks, students.
In other news on the blog, Jess, what's this?
So we have started posting some holiday gift guides. If you're looking for things to buy for the maker, electronics enthusiast in your life, or just want to get some stuff for yourself, we have one guide going up every day from now until the end of December. So you can check those out. Lots of fun gift ideas, and we're also putting them up on Pinterest.
Oh, good.
So if you want to check out our Pinterest page, we have a bunch of different gift guides on there as well.
Nice.
Yay.
Okay, this week's video is a Bluetooth Internet of Things dress by Jingwen Xu. We met her at Maker Faire. This is the last of our Maker Faire videos, and I'll just let her tell you about it. It's awesome.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Jing Wen. I'm currently a graduate student from ITP NYU, and I'm a designer, creative technologist, and a maker. And I like all the handcrafts, and that's why I make this dress. And I want to add all the electronics and interactions to the dress. And I'm always interested in the connections between the objects, the physical things, and the internet. So that's why I thought that I can get access to the data or the information from the internet and display them on the dress.
Sweet. So can you give me a tour of the hardware inside?
Yeah, sure. So in the front there's 3 pixel strips, and I use conductive ribbon to connect them from the front to back. And at the back there's Flora, and I hook the Flora up with Bluefruit LE chip to get the Bluetooth radio work, and also I use a LiPo battery to support all the power. Yeah. Here's the app, and it has several choices. And for example, weather is that you can type in all the cities' names, and it will display the weather of the city. For example, currently Lexington is raining now, but if I change to New York is cloudy, so this is how it looks when it's cloudy. Or ice cream mode is connected to Foursquare API, so it's based on location. When I am close to an ice cream shop, the color changes to strawberry flavor. Or for example, romance mode, this currently is not connected, but it should be connected to another wearable device that can track your heartbeat and use a phone to transmit the data and then send to the dress to display the heartbeat.
That's so cool. So did you write this app yourself?
Yes, I write this app myself. I use a library called Cordova that can, so actually I write it as a website, and then Cordova will pack this website into an app for iOS or Android. I'm just started thinking about my thesis, and I'm thinking about all the connected wearable devices that can tracking my personal data and then visualize or send them to my phone, or in an opposite way is that let the data from the out space or the environment to affect my garment.
Super cool. Really nice to meet you. I hope you enjoy the rest of the fair.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
Hey, so that was a really great interview.
Oh, thanks. She did a great job of explaining her project. I think we're up high again. Do
sorry.
Yeah, there you go, 45. And we took the piece of tape off.
I know, the tape needs to be there.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So, Jingwen hopes to improve upon her project. She's working on her thesis at NYU ITP, which is the grad program in interactive stuff just up the road at New York University. And
yeah,
love the
great.
project, super cool. I also love that pro tip about that service where you can write a website. So if you already know about web coding, then it'll port it to an iOS or Android app for you. That really helps get your ideas out. And also, I liked it. So the Bluefruit app that we have is really great, but you can't change the UI. So this is something that's really nice. It's nice that she has that she could design her own interface for her app that way. So
very cool.
Nice job. Cool.
Great job. Okay, so
you want to make your own internet-connected dress with NeoPixel strips, Bluetooth modules, and floras and stuff, you can get 10% off with code MUSCLE. Everything except gift certificates and software all night long, Eastern time.
Yes. All right, it's time for component of the week.
Dun, 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 dun. It's the muscle sensor, the
Yes.
MyoWear muscle sensor to be exact, by Adafruit Technologies, new in the store as of last Wednesday, right after this show, so just under a week, in stock and shipping now. We also have the electrodes that go with it. This is a sensor for electromyography. Yeah, there you go. It's an electrodiagnostic medicine technique for evaluating and recording the electrical activity from your muscles. And they use these sensors in prosthetics, robotics, and stuff like that. You can hook it up to any large muscle, like your bicep, or like your whatever this muscle, forearm
I
muscle,
don't know
whatever
what
that's
muscle
called.
that is.
I call that my knitting muscle. I have Popeye forearms because
Oh my goodness.
because of my knitting.
Wow.
You see that? It's the biggest
Damn.
muscle in my whole body. Yeah. You can trigger Arduino stuff with it. If you look at the data sheet on the product page, it has a sample wiring diagram for Arduino and then a link over to the Adafruit technology site where you can find some more tutorials, including this awesome one that the founder Brian made of this 3D printed like Wolverine claws that are actuated
cool.
by the muscle.
Yeah.
So you just like flex your fist to like retract and like.
I mean, like that's what the real Wolverine uses, pretty much. Like,
I thought he uses the power of his mind, but I suppose your muscles are really powered by your mind, right?
Yeah, technically.
Cool.
Your mind is a muscle.
I thought it was just like the rage that caused the, what is it, adamantium? Do I know the tiniest bit about superheroes? This tiny bit. Anyway, that's a great project you can read that you can learn how to build. That project went up with the crowdfunding campaign for this product. Now it's all out and available. I hope to be doing some projects with it because it's super fun.
He just needs to add some more arm hair. And then,
3D printed arm hair for your Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, if you want to
cool.
get 10% off the MyoWare muscle sensor and the electrodes you need to go with it, you can get 10% off with code MUSCLE. I'm glad I got that chance to show you guys my sweet forearm muscle because
it was very impressive.
I don't knit for hours on end for nothing, guys. Which way to the gun show? Right. The material this week that we would like to highlight is these cool 3D printed battery holders.
Ooh.
That Noe modeled them for us. There, yeah, we have them in. So Dano in Fab printed me this whole big pile of them because we're doing a video shoot soon with for the new version of the Firewalker sneakers that are going to use a lipoly pack instead of an alkaline one. And but the thing is, like, lipoly batteries on your shoes by themselves, like, not a great idea because they could get scraped or bent or punctured, and that's going to cause a fire hazard and an environmental hazard as well, and a safety hazard for your foot. So you really need to protect them with something. These are made from flexible 3D printing filament, and like Ninja Flex or Fila Flex or Semi Flex, any of those will work just fine. And they make a little pocket that's not only good to protect your battery, but also makes it easy to take the battery in and out of your project to charge it if it's, say, on fabric and you don't want to have to unstitch it from the fabric. You can just take it out of the pocket. So let's go over maybe some of the features. These slides are not in the right order, I'm sorry. Noe made a layer by layer video all about how he modeled this. So if you're interested in learning how to make your own or change up the design or know how these things are modeled in 3D, he has a video all about the 1-2-3D design process on our YouTube channel. And then you can find this in a couple different projects that we've done already, including the 3D printed NeoPixel costume gas mask has one of these, and then also the 3D printed Daft Punk helmet has one. And that one, if you look on the Thingiverse page for the Daft Punk helmet, has its own pocket. That's a different size. It's for the I think the 1200 milliamp hour battery. So if you like them, give this video a thumbs up, and then I'll encourage Noe to make one for all of the sizes of batteries.
Yes. Wow, that's a lot of videos.
Yeah, but anyway, they're great. These pockets are awesome.
Yep.
Here's what it looks like when it's on fabric. So you see that it protects the body of the battery from like scraping, abrasions, and bending and twisting and stuff like that. But it does not protect the wires from, doesn't give them any strain relief. So Phil B came up with this really great technique of squirting a little bit of E6000 permanent adhesive into the Capcom tape between where the wires are at the top, and then like pinching it shut. So it really helps stiffen that connection and provide a little bit of strain relief for the wires. So if you're using this in a project, like, use a safety pin around the wires there, and like don't flex it a lot right where the so like, keep that in mind. And that's so that you can grab it and pull it out more easily.
Cool.
And then here's a little video of it. You can see it inside. The Mystical Halloween Hood tutorial uses it too.
Yeah, there's little holes for sewing it
right
on the inside.
Yeah, so you can sew it to your, so you can glue it onto something if you want. Like the inside of the Daft Punk helmet just has it glued. Yeah. But the holes are there so you can sew it on
to fabric or anything.
Yeah, to fabric or your shoes or something. We're gonna do it on the shoes soon. That's why we have so many colors. So you could do like
matching
colors,
matching, or you could do like a bright, cool, different color.
Right, like a contrasting color. So we'll see when the shoes come in which ones of those look best on the shoes.
Nice.
Okay, so thanks Noe for making those, and that's our material spotlight.
Material spotlight.
Sort of a tool. It's mostly a material. I didn't know how to categorize.
It's a little bit of both. It's a fun thing to spotlight.
Genre mixing spotlight today on Wearable Wednesday. If you want to get, we sell all of that filament, of course. The files are free to print, but we sell 3D printers and we sell 3D printing filament. So if you wanted to get 10% off even a 3D printer in the store today, use code MUSCLE. everything except gift certificates and software until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
Great. Okay, Becky, you ready to answer some questions?
Always.
Okay.
About wearables anyway. If you
Yes.
have wearables questions, you can post them up now or later in the comments or on the blog or on Twitter or on the Google Plus, and I will round them up, or on the forums too. And I'll round them up and answer them on next week's show. Today's prize is a Flora.
Good prize. All right. Let's read the first question. Do you think it would be possible to do this only on one side and build a prosthetic around it? I'm trying to create a costume to be Caroline from Portal, and I wanted to have one of my eyes glow yellow like GLaDOS. So
Sure.
they're talking about this project, the
Tully's-
LED eye prosthetic.
Yeah, Tully made this project, and it's basically like a line of surface mount LEDs soldered in parallel along with two wires, and it connects in the bridge of the nose too, so you wear them kind of like glasses, and you can see past them really easily because it's only throwing the light forward. So it gives you this spooky eye look, makes it really hard to look at. It's super fun. The thing about making only one eye might be that since this thing's designed to go all the way around your head and be supported by your ears and your nose, if you did just one, it might flop and it could go into your eye. But you said that you want to build it into a prosthetic, so sure. The battery connector is just at the back, and then the wires come around, and it's just a parallel circuit, so all the LEDs are in parallel together. It doesn't matter how many you put on, except that the fewer you put on, the longer your battery will last. So go for it, and then please show us the results.
Yeah, want to see it. Can this be applied safely to skin? And they're talking about the bare conductive electric paint.
Here's what I'll say about the bare conductive stuff. When it first launched, when it was like just an idea and they were doing promotional videos and about the idea of this product, it was shown a lot on people, dancers doing weird contortion things inside a small room to like make weird like synthesizer noises and stuff like that. So they definitely had in mind that it would be skin safe and non-toxic. It is water-based. But what I heard from the team there was that they're in the UK, but similarly in the US, we have the FDA that has to approve things like this for putting on or inside your person. So when they realized whether they decide, they're trying to market this product, figure out who the customers are, they discovered it would be very expensive to do the rigorous testing involved to get the certification for the skin safety, and they would have to renew it every so often, and they just decided that their main customer wasn't going to be using it on their skin, and so they didn't need or want that extra expense for their business. And so although it's not marketed as such, it is water-based and non-toxic. So although I wouldn't like put it on a room full of like kindergartners with liability-hungry parents, for if you're doing an art project or something, you'll be totally fine. I mean, do a skin allergy test on yourself, just in case that you're super sensitive skin, but I've put it on my skin, and I have pretty sensitive skin, and I haven't had a problem. So you didn't hear it from Bare Conductive because they don't have the certification. They can't tell you it's okay to put it on your skin, but there's the story. So take that for the story.
I think that pretty much answers your question. A question about the arrangement of neopixels in a matrix. What is best / most favorable? Each row going left to right, or first goes left to right, then second goes right to left, and so on. So basically like zigzagging.
Yeah, it's easiest, if you're going to make a matrix out of NeoPixel strip, it is easiest to zigzag them back and forth, and I'll tell you that the NeoPixel matrix library, the code library for Arduino, does expect the NeoPixel strips to be oriented in an alternating way. So the closest image I could find to sort of demonstrate that would be this the roll-up video light project that I know it's dot star LEDs, so there's like one more wire, but you get the idea on the diagram there that the strips go, the first strip goes this way, the second strip goes this way, and that way it has the least wire, otherwise you have to run the wire all the way the full length, and long wires on NeoPixels with the data line can make the very sensitive timing signals get a little bit confused. So less wire is better. The NeoMatrix library already expects them to be zigzagged, and so I don't see why you wouldn't, unless you're building something like the floor umbrella and you want to make it easy to code, have all the strips facing the same way because of some custom code you're writing. But if you want to display like an LED matrix with the NeoMatrix library, wire them like this.
Cool. Hey Becky, I have a project that I've wanted to make involving a Tron EL wire panel tape jacket, but I wanted to use the EL tape in a certain way. I wanted to use it in a way in which it would be bent sideways, like a wide line bending at a 45-degree angle, or in a circular fashion. While I realize it can't be bent sideways, do you have any suggestions on how I could go about cutting it up and connecting it to look that way?
Sure. EL tape has connectors at both ends, and then in the middle, if you cut it, you can't connect to it again at the cut end like you can with EL wire. And that's because it has like a special, the layers are oriented specially at the ends to join with the connector. So if you want to make a 45-degree bend in the EL tape, I would get one piece that has a connector at both ends, plug both ends into an inverter, and then meet them up and then cut the ends at like a 45-degree angle and meet them together so you get that, like
right.
the effect of the elbow bend you're talking about. You can overlap this stuff really easily. When you cut it, the light will go right up to the end, so it should look pretty good from most angles. You can just like use packing tape or glue it on the back. It has an adhesive strip. And then if you want to make any other shape besides just two lines meeting like that, you can use a piece of EL panel and cut that into a donut. As long as the shape is contiguous with the connector, it doesn't matter if there's a hole cut in the middle because it conducts evenly over the whole surface. So you can make a circle shape that way with EL panel. And don't forget that you can mask EL panel and tape with like electrical tape or heat shrink tubing to cause broken lines if that's depending on what you're constructing. Like, it can be easy if you want to make a dashed line. It can be easy to just cover up some of it instead of cutting and making new pieces. So your design will probably have a combination of cut pieces and masked areas. Like, I wouldn't cut out a donut shape. I would just put a sticker on it. Although it uses more electricity uses less electricity if you cut it out. Okay. Good luck. Show us what you make. Sounds cool.
Yeah. Okay, so let's give away a Flora.
Thanks for your questions, guys. Those were good ones. You want to pick a winner?
Yes.
Sorry, I folded up so small. Origami time on Wearable Electronics.
Okay, and the winner is Jarl N with the question about the NeoPixel matrix.
Great, perfect. Well, you can drive your NeoPixel matrix with a Flora. It can drive a whole, huge ton of NeoPixels, so get on that. You can email support at adafruit.com to claim your prize. I'll also reach out to you on, looks like YouTube your question came from. And thanks for your question. Remember, guys, you can submit your questions now or later on most of our social media networks and the blog,
the forums.
And we'll queue them up for a future episode and get your questions answered and make you eligible to win a prize.
And if you didn't win, you can still get 10% off of Flora with the code MUSCLE until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, and that excludes gift certificates and software. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter on adafruitdaily.com. We have wearables tips, general electronics tips. We have a maker business newsletter, and coming soon we'll have a 3D printing one as well. So if you go
sign up at adafruitdaily.com. We don't. It's not the same as your store account. It's not connected at all. So we promise we won't sell your information or spam you or anything like that. It's really just email. And then if you want to know what our game is, good information is good advertising, right? We show you a cool tip. You're like, oh yeah, I wanted to get one of those, and then you buy stuff from us. That's how it works. So we're not in any shape. That's very directly here to market products to you, but also how to use all of our DIY products and tools. So just in case
marketing,
what's the trick?
Online marketing 101 with Becky Stern.
I want to be very upfront that we don't have some kind of shady email deal going on. Where's this am I subscribing to? Because we know that you guys are suspicious about your privacy. You should be, because the internet is a scary place.
I'm scared.
I don't like to just give out my email address to anybody, but I am subscribed to every single one of those Adafruit Daily newsletters, and they're great.
Yes.
And not just because I help contribute to one of them. All right, later on today, you can show off your own electronics projects on the Adafruit Google Plus video show and tell. That's at 7:30, so you just have to RSVP on the
Google Plus page.
Yeah, and then we'll add you to the circle, and then you'll get invited every time. And then follow it immediately by Ask an Engineer with Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada at 8 p.m.
Yep. And tomorrow night is 3D Thursday Hangout with Noe and Pedro, where they'll show off all the cool 3D printing projects that they do, and Yeah.
talk shop.
They have a
tips and
discount code
tricks.
too.
Yeah, they do. So if you don't know what you want to get yet, but you still want 10% off, you can use their code tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they'll also talk about cool customer projects and tips and tricks about 3D printing. Always a good time.
Yes.
So thanks so much
Okay.
for watching, guys. Thanks, Jess,
You're
for
welcome.
hosting, and we'll see you again next week for another episode of the Wearable Show.
Yay. Bye, guys.